Welcome to Chapter 8, Supervisory Organizing at the Departmental Level. The organizing function of management consists of designing a structure by grouping activities, assigning them to specific work units, and establishing authority and responsibility relationships. To effectively carry out the organization function, management must delegate authority throughout the organization and establish and clarify authority relationships among the departments. Informal work groups can constructively or negatively influence a department's operations and accomplishments. Supervisors should group employees so that those most likely to work well together work on the same assignments. They should also attempt to gain the cooperation of the informal group leaders in furthering departmental objectives. Unity of command means that each employee has only one immediate supervisor. Such a clearly defined authority relationship simplifies the flow of formal communications as they normally flow upward and downward through the chain of command. The span of management principle recognizes that there's a maximum number of subordinates that a supervisor can manage effectively. The actual number will be determined by such factors as the competence of the supervisor, the previous training and experience of subordinates, and the amount of and nature of work to be performed. Departmentation is the process of grouping activities and people into distinct organizational units. Supervisors will often find that their tasks involve the redeployment of employees and other resources in existing departments to accomplish tasks that need to be done, instead of creating entirely new departments. Supervisors must have authority. In their own departments, supervisors have line authority to direct employees. Supervisors also have staff authority in that they can counsel and advise those in other departments. A line and staff type structure permits the use of staff people whose specialized knowledge and skills support line managers and others throughout the organization, although usually line managers may decide for themselves whether to accept or reject the staff's advice. Many companies and high-tech industries have found the matrix-type organization structure advantageous because it enables firms to assign talented employees to more than one project without departmental restrictions. In a matrix-type organization structure, project managers are in charge of project teams with team members who are drawn from different departments. These team members also report to line supervisors in their regular departments. Although this structure can cause some confusion and conflict if not well planned, a well-thought-out matrix-type organizational structure can allow a firm to maximize the abilities of its employees. When organizing a department, the supervisor should envision the ideal arrangement based on the assumption that all required and qualified employees are available. Because there are seldom employees with all the desired qualifications, available employees must be fit to the structure. Over time, the supervisor should make changes to the department towards its ideal structure. Because structures should follow strategy, as strategy changes, structures should be reviewed and modified appropriately. An organization chart provides a graphic overview of a company's authority and responsibility relationships. Organizational manuals contain written descriptions of the authority and responsibilities of managerial and supervisory positions, as well as formal channels, major objectives, and policies and procedures. Included in these manuals are job descriptions, which are written descriptions of the principal duties of a job, and job specifications, which are written descriptions of the personal qualifications needed to perform that job adequately. Downsizing, also called restructuring or right-sizing, is a large-scale reduction and elimination of jobs in a company that usually results in reduction of middle-level managers, removal of organizational level, and a widened span of management for remaining supervisors. One implication of the widened span of management is that remaining supervisors and employees alike usually must become more knowledgeable about various aspects of the operations. If not well planned, downsizing can have major negative impacts on organizational morale and productivity. The managerial function of organizing involves designing a structure by grouping activities, assigning them to specific work units, and establishing authority and responsibility relationships. Organization is a group structured by management to carry out designated functions and accomplish certain objectives. Organizing the overall activities of the enterprise is the responsibility of the chief executive. Supervisors usually organize smaller units, such as their own departments. Organizations are, of course, made up of people. Organizational success will more likely occur if effective work performance and high job satisfaction are treated as mutual goals between employer and employee. Informal organization refers to informal gatherings of people, apart from the formal organizational structure, that satisfy members' social and other needs. Supervisors can't eliminate an informal organization because they didn't establish it. Informal work groups can constructively or negatively influence a department's operations and accomplishments. Supervisors should group employees so that those most likely to work well together on the same assignments should redistribute work assignments where the informal group is influencing employees negatively. Supervisors should try to gain the cooperation and goodwill of an informal group leader and should solicit their cooperation in furthering departmental objectives. The unity of command principle holds that each employee should directly report to only one supervisor. This principle simplifies the flow of formal communications as they normally flow upward and downward through a clearly defined chain of command. The span of management principle states that there's an upper limit to the number of subordinates a supervisor can manage effectively. If managers could manage an unlimited number of subordinates, organizations would not have to be organized into divisions and departments. Of course, this is not possible except in the smallest of firms.